Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Welcome to the Lady Lounge. So when I concluded my live last night, you remember I told y'all I was like, I'm gonna go watch Raising Canaan. Well, for some reason I wasn't able to pull it up. So I had to wait until this evening. And I have watched the series finale 3 fucking times. I've watched the series finale 3 times. Um, I knew last night by looking at the spoilers that um my girl Rock, she went she went to the hereafter. And boy, I'm one of those people that I be believing like there's reasons for everything, you know, and just, Juke doing it, that was a hard pill to swallow. But the thing about Juke, and if you remember in the OG Power series, they had Ayani Anika Rose, I think that's her name. I might be pronouncing it wrong, playing Juke. She was on there a few episodes before Kanan, played by Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, had to pop his cousin. Now, when he shot his cousin, everybody thinking on OG Power, everybody thinking that he popped Juke because he thought Juke was going to shoot Tyreek. Okay, it's like if you balance the scales of it all, he probably did it for that reason. But he really popped Juke because she killed Rock. Rock and Kanan had, this little heartwarming exchange and shit. And she was just like, yo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I brought you into this. You know, she tried to tell him, my fault. She was gonna take the FBI deal. She had a whole fucking Louis Vuitton duffel bag full of fucking money. She was getting ready to get the fuck from up out of there, and you killed her. See, this the thing about real talk. There's two different type of dope dealing families. You have dope dealers. You have dope dealers who they sell that shit, but they got businesses, so they should be it be looking legitimate, and their kids don't even know. Then you got dope dealers who really hustle and slang out, out the crib, and they kids see them breaking down work. You know, um, Kanan was one of those kids. He seen his family, his mama, his uncles, all of them dope dealers. And then all of them being dope dealers, this is what he came into. It's people who I personally know motherfuckers. Hands down, growing up, I knew they daddies. And that's all because I ear hustle. Hearing my parents talk. That these motherfuckers that was going to the same private schools that I was going to, daddy was a big time dope dealer. Big time. But he carried himself a certain way, and he didn't have it around his kids. His kids reaped the benefits of it. But I'm just a firm believer there's a way to do shit and there's a way not to do it. And now Kanan all fucked up, Juke fucked up, Marvin, Rock, Lou, dead, Famous, dead. Why am I sounding like motherfucking Nino Brown at the end of New Jack City? The other man, dead. Keisha, dead. What we got? But yeah, I see Juke Sayak. I can't pronounce the word, but I see why Juke was so fucked up in the original OG Power. And she told Kanan. She popped his mama, and then him and her met at the diner to talk it up. And the scene started with him saying bullshit. She was like, no, I killed her. And then the bitch went on to tell him, because I want you to feel as low and as lonely in the world as I do. She said, I knew killing you, Rock wouldn't give a fuck. But I knew me killing her, you would care. Because his mama, and then she lied. I ain't a lying ass motherfucker. She was like, and right after I killed her, she was telling me I should kill you. Rock didn't even say that. You see, Juke was just being petty. She one of those motherfuckers that want to pour a little bit more salt in the wound to make it hurt. The boy, then he went to his mama's house. She just laid out on the floor like, eyes all open and shit. I'm just looking forward to the new shit, the Power Origins. I'm just like, damn, kill motherfucking Rock. And Rock was a bad motherfucker. I did not grow up in a dope dealing family. I didn't. My father was a business owner, very well respected in the city and in the community. But I knew I had friends. Daddy's was big time dope dealers, big time. But I would be like, I heard my parents talking one day about this one particular person. I was just like, my dad was like, yeah, they be selling that shit. And I didn't know what he meant when I was like 9, 10 years old. Selling shit. He's selling doo-doo. I'm like, what? You know, and I'm listening, and I didn't know what selling shit was. And of course, in the 70s, you wasn't gonna ask your parents, well, what does it mean they selling that shit? It took a minute before I found out. Well, it didn't take that long before I found out what that shit was. I asked my auntie. You always got that one relative that you can ask some shit and they just gonna tell you the truth. My aunt was a few years older than me. And I was like, hey, what does it mean when someone say somebody's selling that shit? And she was just like, where'd you hear that? And I said, I heard my parents talking. And she was like, oh, that means they sell drugs. And I'm still lost. Like I'm a kid. I led a sheltered life. My parents, I'm like, sell drugs. I'm like, the fuck are drugs? I'm a kid. I'm thinking medicine, Robitussin, Tylenol, Vicks Vapor Rub. And she said, drugs like weed. I'm looking at her like, what? She's like, cocaine. I'm like, the fuck is cocaine? I really didn't know any of that. I didn't see a black exploitation movie, anything like that until I was an adult or damn near late teens. My parents, I didn't see a black exploitation movie, but see, Working at one of my father's businesses, I learned about dope dealers, drug dealers. And I learned what a triple beam scale was for. And I learned what a digital scale was for. And I learned what a Nisotol and Mannitol were for. I learned what seals were for. You know, I because that was one of my father's businesses. He was not a dope dealer, but those sorts of things was in one of his businesses. And I didn't know what it was. I had to ask and find out, you know. But back in those days, in the 90s and the 80s, that's when dudes who sold drugs, they was real go-getters. They was real dope dealers. They dressed different. Nowadays, you don't know what niggas sell drugs. You really don't. They dress like men. Motherfucking night for the club. These motherfuckers will be in the club suited and booted. They might have a million chains on their neck and big chunky gold, but you knew who the drug dealers were. You know, you don't know shit nowadays. I ain't gonna lie. The 90s, late 80s, early 90s was fun. It was a fun time. Niggas used to spend a little money on bitches and everything else. You know, motherfuckers. I be listening to these younger women. Motherfuckers don't be spending money like that. They do, I guess, maybe few and far between if you let Instagram tell you what relationship goals are. But watching Raising Canaan for me was just very nostalgic. You know, it took me back. It was set in 1991. I had my first child in 1990. And like I said, I remember niggas being real live dope dealers. For real. You know, they don't make them like that no more. They don't. And then when motherfucking like first fucking Scarface came out, motherfuckers kind of wanted to be like Scarface. But what took it over the top was when New Jack City came out. Boy, every motherfucking dude that was a drug dealer was wearing chunky chains and those asymmetrical ass haircuts and shit like that. Everybody thought they was Nino Brown. So looking at Raising Canaan, and the clothes, the fashion, motherfuckers really dressed back then, And I feel like I've contributed to a problem of going out in public. I'm gonna stop going out in public with my bonnet on and just let my weave be in the wind and be cute. I know how to be put together every time I leave the house, but sometimes a bitch be lazy. I'm gonna take it back to the 90s. I'm gonna take it back to the 90s. We just sitting here waiting for my son to get home. But yeah, that shit, that man, I don't know why I like shows like that, you know. But I'm gonna miss old Rock. I'm gonna miss old Patina. She played the shit out that role. Duke popped her, man. Shot her aunt 3 times. Shot her aunt 3 times. She caught her in the bottom left side by her stomach, in front of her, like by her stomach on the lower side. And then she fell into a glass table because the Rock was gonna run and try to get her gun, but it was too far away. It was too far away. And Juke popped ass like, pow. And then she was just like laying on the floor. There were no words spoken. She was laying there and she looked up at Juke, soldier shit. She didn't even plead for her life. I was like, well, damn, was that an ash? Yeah, it was. She didn't even plead for her life. She took it like a soldier. And then she shot her 2 more times. And that was the end of it. I was like, damn, Dilly. Just fucked up, man. It just seems like every time these power shows be on and then they go off, I be feeling a little bereft. I do. I feel like, damn, what am I gonna watch? So now 50 got some new show on called Fight Something. It's about some English boxers slash drug dealing shit. And I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see if I like it. Because the only reason why I'm gonna see if I like it is because number one, it's something that 50 done put his money into. That's number one. Number two, I'm gonna watch it to see. I mean, I'm sure dope dealing is the same as in the United States, but I heard over in London, I heard those motherfuckers is goonies. They gully as fuck over there. They take shit to a different level. So I might watch it just because of that, just to see what the difference is. Dope dealing is dope dealing, but it is what it is, man. Can't even believe the show is over. But the new show with Kanan in it and Breeze, they're gonna introduce us to young Ghost and young Tommy. And I think Juke's still gonna be on it, and it's still in the 90s and shit. So if you was young in the 90s, if you was like late teens, early 20s like I was, and you grew up in any major metropolitan area, you know what dope dealing was like. You did. You knew what it's like. And I think they showed it. People be like, oh, they're glorifying drugs. Oh, shut the fuck up. Hey, Black Coffee. Happy Friday, baby. I said black coffee, coffee black. Girl, I'm so sorry. Maybe I need some coffee. Shit. But no, man. The 90s was just such a time. It was a time for music. It was a time for clothes. It was a time for hairstyles, haircuts, and dudes was really out here really selling drugs. Motherfuckers was really moving keys. I wouldn't even know who move keys these days. For real. Because I don't think there's any more real drug dealers. I mean, there are. I don't know. Hell, most of the people I know that was big time drug dealers, they doing fair time. Or they done got out and they done started businesses because they probably hid that money, did their time and got out, and they straight as an arrow because they don't want their fucking freedom taken. But I'm like, damn, the 90s was different. You know what Maddie be telling me sometimes? Maddie be like, Ma, I wish we had a time machine. And I'm like, for what? You know what Maddie said? She said she would want to go back to the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s for a week. I said, why? And then I got sad when she told me. She said, because we don't have clubs like y'all had. And I was thought about it. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers don't have no clubs. And then I seen a video some months back. It was a club, 20 young 20s in their 30s, but everybody was on their phone. Nobody was on the dance floor. Motherfuckers really used to dance at clubs. And then at the end of the night, they would play a few slow jams. And, a dude who been looking at you all night long might get the courage to come up and say, hey, you want to dance with me? And y'all had those two good dances, and then they cut on the club lights. They used to call the club lights the ugly lights. Because a lot of times at those clubs back in the days, you know, hey Regina, power to the people, Snow. Oh, I'm happy you here, Regina, because I'm getting ready to say some club names that you gonna remember. And I don't know how long you've been here, Snow, but you remember back in the days when niggas really was dope dealers in Chicago? You remember Heroes? You remember the Cotton Club? You remember Chic Ricks? The motherfucking Copper Box? And then when you wanted to get on some old head shit, you would go to the 50-yard line. You would go to the other place. That was strictly for motherfuckers who were steppers. You know, I was saying a few minutes ago, Regina, you don't know who the dope dealer. And this all ties into me watching Raising Kanan. And the series finale was tonight. You knew who sold drugs back in the days. You don't know who sell drugs now. You might not. I don't know. In the 80s and 90s, it was clubs. Man, you would be at the skating rink. Even the skating rink was fine. We had a skating rink here. It was off of damn, where was that motherfucker off of? I think it was off of 83rd Street, Regina, 87. Motherfuckers had shit to do. I remember going to the Godfather up on 87. And I know you know this, Regina. 87 right off of Stony. You know, it was certain nights for certain things. You know what I mean? Monday night was the Cotton Club. You know, everybody would be in there. But before motherfuckers would go to the Cotton Club, they would already been at the 50-yard line. And then they would go down to the Cotton Club because the Cotton Club closed later. All the malls would be in there. You know, motherfuckers got along. You know, no matter what gang you was in, you know, it would be the malls in there. Might be some GDs, some BDs, some CBLs, you know, but motherfuckers would be in there suited and booted. Men dressed to go out. Men really wore shit to go out. You know, it was a production. Niggas smell good. They go get their hair cut. Women go out. Y'all know what else I noticed? Motherfuckers don't even wear stockings anymore. We should bring stockings back. We should bring stockings back. I was talking to one of the malls the other day. He called me. We family. And he said, yo, he said, we probably have the reason why they stopped fucking why people dress how they dress in clubs now. Cause the crew I used to run with, we was crew. And these motherfuckers didn't want to wear suits. And they would still let us in these bars because in these nightclubs and shit. Because one of the people in the crew was my baby daddy. We wasn't even dating. He was just my baby daddy. And I had known him since I was 5 years old. But we was in that motherfucker like, we gonna run this town tonight. And this long before that song came out. Just a fun time. A fun time, man. I just look at shit. Maddie's like, I would just go back to those 80s and 90s just to hang out and go to a club. We had shit to do every day of the week. We had ladies' night during the week. Then Friday night we'd go out. Then Saturday night we'd go out. Sunday was a day of relaxation. And Monday it was back to going to school, working and going to school or whatever the fuck you was doing. These motherfuckers just don't do that. Nowadays, motherfuckers go out on a Sunday and they can't even go to work on Monday because they be too fucked up from Sunday. It ain't no, I don't know. And then in Chicago, we don't have a whole bunch of black clubs anymore. Black, good, strong black places where we used to kick. Hell, back then you can go out. Hell, you meet a nigga, y'all might be married. Y'all might get married. You know, you don't even meet the marrying types no more. You don't. They don't even have them. And I'm sure they out here. But hell, I ain't looking. But yeah, man. And then, dudes back in the days who did, was dibbling and dabbling and selling dope, they would have their street clothes when they was out in the streets. But then when you would see them out at the bar, they would look they shined up like a brand new fucking penny. Just looked so nice. Like, damn, boy, I seen you earlier today on the block. You look crazy. Look at you now. I used to love the Cotton Club. Girl, we need to go stepping. We can still go stepping. Damn, where the fuck can we go stepping? Damn, I shouldn't even said that. I mean, we can still find a place. You know they shut the 50-yard line down, girl. These motherfuckers got to get in there and clean that motherfucker up. Probably pull all that old ass carpet up that's been in there since the 90s. I used to love going to the 50 and stuff. Love's gonna last. Oh, man, just go in there and have a good time. Order six wings and sit at the bar and talk shit. Shit, back in the days when motherfuckers didn't have cell phones, motherfuckers was really writing phone numbers down on cocktail napkins. Yeah. And those cocktail napkins sometimes will get niggas caught up at the crib. Because sometimes an insecure ass bitch will call you. I'm his woman. But bitch, I didn't know. He didn't come up to me at the club and be like, yeah, and I got a girlfriend and we live together. Bitch, get the fuck off my fucking phone before I fuck your nigga. Bitch. I was a little monster back then, believe it or not. But yeah, niggas used to get caught up with phone numbers. Motherfuckers used to write them on cocktail napkins, and they used to write them on matchbooks. Cause that back then you could hold on. Back then you used to be able to smoke in clubs. And it'd just be a little white matchbook. You open that motherfucker up and write your number down on the inside of it and shit like that. Motherfuckers exchange numbers. It wasn't in that cell phone shit. And then I found out that you can just press a button on your phone and your phone could just sit next to another motherfucker's phone and they can get your phone number just like that. You ain't even gotta type shit in anymore. Then I told Maddie, I said, I don't know if you would be ready for the early 90s. I said, because we kicked it. We kicked it hard. And Snow is a Chicago woman. Just she ain't nothing girl about her. She used to be a Chicago girl. Now she just a Chicago grown ass woman, such as myself. Chicago is still a whole vibe, but they don't have the entertainment for the young people like we had. We had it. I remember being at the bar at 20. Like seriously. But that's only because I was talking to a nigga who was like a little bit older than me, and he was a drug dealer. And he was able to just walk me into whatever club we would go to. I'm like, oh, thank you. You know, just it was a fun time. That's why I'm happy this next installment of the Powerverse, where, like I said, they introduced Tommy, Ghost and Tommy, is still gonna be set in the 90s. The 90s was something else. My 90s was a up and down. But I was young. What the fuck? You make mistakes in the 90s. And then you get older and you try not to make the same mistakes again. But the 90s was fun as fuck. The 90s was so fun. You know. The other night we were talking about clothes and shit from the 90s. They just I don't know. It's like nowadays, everybody, all the young ones I see, it's like they wear a uniform. It's these tight black pants, either like blue jeans or like sweatpants, but they all tight. I don't understand the concept of tight ass sweatpants. Sweatpants supposed to be breathy, and these motherfuckers be wearing some really tight pants. And then the leg at the bottom where you put your foot through at the bottom, the hole only be about this big. I be like, damn, how you wearing those pants? They wear black pants and they wear black hoodies or black t-shirts. And they wear pooh shiesties. Everybody got a pooh shiesty. Hell, I got a pooh shiesty. Mine's is pink though. Um, but everybody got a pooh shiesty on. And then these kids be having these pooh shiesties on when it be like 93 degrees, 94 degrees in Chicago. And some of them even be having on hoodies. And they be like in their 20s. Like, damn, don't you want to go get your locks retwisted? Yeah, I hate those skinny ass pants. Oh, but you know what I really hate, Regina? Oh, girl, I almost. Let me calm down. Shit. You know what I can't stand? You know what I can't stand? Me and my man. Hello, 10 10 10. Good evening. You know what I can't stand, Regina? I hate to see a nigga our age wearing some skinny ass fucking jeans. Girl, that shit drives me fucking crazy. Oh, I hate to see a old nigga try to dress like these young motherfuckers. I seen this man. It was a few weeks ago. I went to this restaurant to order some food, and he was sitting down, and he had the nice gray beard. His hair was nice and shit. He sitting there. He had on like a t-shirt, nice t-shirt. He had on a little, gold chain. So I can only see him from the table, because he was sitting at a table. That motherfucker paid his bill, and I was waiting for my food. Here comes this motherfucking cat. Paw down. Paw down. Please don't pull my titty out on this live, because your claws be doing too much. Anyway, he motherfucking stood up. Ouch! Ouch! Hold on. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. Get up here. Get up here. Paw down. Paw down. Damn. Bitch put her claw on my titty. I ain't got that much titty left since I lost weight. Oh, she looking at me, y'all. I'm waiting for your brother to get home. Just get up here, sit down, let the fan blow some breeze on you. So this motherfucker stood up, y'all. And when he stood up, he had the tightest motherfucking pants on. And then he was one of those men that had a lot of stomach at the bottom. He had like a man faux pas. I like to call it a man pas. And his jeans was tight. His pants was tight. They were jeans. They weren't like slacks. They was tight as hell. And I was looking. First when I see it, I was looking, I was smiling on the inside, like, oh, it's a handsome brother. That motherfucker stood up, and I heard the Price is Right, You Didn't Win music. Dun 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 dun. I was like, why is this nigga wearing these tight ass pants? And then he wearing the tight ass pants like he what? What? You- What? You want a kiss? Come on, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. I love you. Man, that motherfucker, his pants was so tight. And I was just like, you one of those. You one of those old motherfuckers who be around here wearing tight ass pants. Cat, sit down. Sit your ass down. I don't like that. Pull down. Pull down. Yeah, and the motherfucker's pants was tight as hell. And I was just like, and they tighten you out of shape. Nothing against big girls, but all clothing isn't made for everybody. Small girls too. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. And I, coffee, you know what I hate to see? Summertime, Chicago. When there's a chick wearing some little shorts, but they the wrong little shorts, but she little too, and she ain't got no shape like this. And you got these tiny ass shorts on just because you skinny. And they all up in the crack of your non-existent ass. And when you see a chick and she got some ass and some hips and she got some shorts on that are form fitting, they just look better. I ain't a dyke. I ain't gay or nothing, but hell, I know what looks better and what don't look good. When chicks real skinny and they be wearing like certain things, I be like, damn, bitch, you look like an ant. Or you just look like a stick. Even an ant got a little shape to it, you know. But I don't know. I don't like to see men, and I don't like to see men wearing really tight shirts. It's something about seeing a man's nipples through his shirt that just bothers me. I be like, that's funny to me. I don't know. I don't want to see your nipples. And why your nipples hard, nigga? Why you walking around here with hard ass nipples? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all know I be having all sorts of little idiosyncratic things that shit just be throwing me off. But I hate tight pants. I don't understand. And then they came out with the hoochie daddy shorts. Now some of those look nice on men. But but I think hoochie daddy shorts, they come above the knee, mid thigh, and they be a little tight. I just feel like men at a certain age and a certain ilk in life, if you're gonna wear some shorts, wear some that come just like a little above your knee. A nice pair of jean shorts, nice pair of khakis, or some dress pants, short type thing that they can wear with a nice pair of sandals and a nice shirt, and with a few buttons open and a little cologne on their body and shit like that. I can't stand tight clothes on a man. I don't know. It's just I'm against that. I'm against that. But then again, I grew up in a house with a father. My father dressed pristine. And the only time you would see my dad in shorts is if he went to play tennis. My dad was a tennis player. My dad played tennis on the weekends when he was off. My dad wore shorts to play tennis. If my dad had to go to the grocery store, any of that, my dad did not wear shorts. My father said men don't wear shorts to the grocery store and shit like that. Hell, if you want to get technical, I remember back in the days when men wore hats everywhere. And you know what else I thought about y'all? Shit, hold on, let me see if I got. Oh shit, I guess I'm all out. You know what else I can't stand? The fact that these young people don't know etiquette. Do you remember back in the day, if a boy came to your house or anything and he had a hat on, when he came in the house, he would take the hat off. Men weren't supposed to wear hats in the house. A lady could, but a man was not supposed to wear a hat in the house. That was poor etiquette. Motherfuckers don't have etiquette. Motherfuckers don't know shit about don't put your elbows on the table. Motherfuckers don't be knowing a salad fork from an entree fork, from a dessert spoon, from a soup spoon, from a steak knife to a butter knife. We grew up actually knowing these things. We did. We come from a time of elegant grandparents and good fucking parents. I said it the other night and I say it again. Being in my 20s was fun as fuck. It was dangerous. That wasn't a good part. But I wouldn't want to be in my 20s in this day and age. It just don't seem it just don't seem logical. It just don't. Shut up, cat. It just don't. It don't seem fun. It don't seem healthy. It seems dangerous, you know. And y'all know what else I seen the other day? This was yesterday. It was very disturbing. I seen a video of this young black girl, and they said she was kidnapped by three of her Melanated Challenge friends. And they had this girl on the bed, and they were pulling her hair, and they were hitting her. And I was like, what the fuck? And I need to find out. And they recorded it. And that's the whole problem. These fucking kids just record every motherfucking thing. I'm just like, damn, I hope the slow. Pinching that girl, and then they put her up under the cover and they just start beating on her. And she was a young black lady. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck did she do? The fuck did she do for y'all to treat her like this? That was just very, very disheartening to see. I felt bad for her. I be telling my kids, especially with all this shit that you be seeing on the news, don't be the only black friend. Okay, it's okay to have some melanated challenge friends. It's fine. But if they want to go somewhere, don't you be the only one. You better take two good black friends with you. Be like, oh, Deshaun and Daquan are coming with me. They gonna hang out with us. Cause it seemed like anytime there's you the only black friend, some stupid shit pop up. I be telling me, don't be the only black friend. Mm-mm. Cause they get on some bullshit. Some of them, not all. I'm not gonna clump them all into one group. But you gotta look at some of the shit that be happening. The grown lady that went to the sleepover, she ain't here. The young man who just lost his life, he ain't here. If, you know, the other boy who um he stabbed somebody. He locked up. I don't want to be the only black person. And there be people, they be at a job and, high level jobs, and they be the only black person working at the job. I don't want to be the only black person. Get some more niggas in here, please. Please. I don't want to be the only black person. But then sometimes there might be another black person there. But that motherfucker be on bullshit. That's the motherfucker that be all, yes, the boss ass shit. I guess that's why I never really work. Cause I just don't, my patience be too short. I be in a motherfucking job, be like, you are Uncle Tom. You kissing these people's ass. Let me take the alarm off. And I would get fired. I would get fired. Never really worked long enough anywhere to even collect the unemployment. Here comes Sonny Boy. Never, I don't know. I just feel like I can't really be working. That's why I gotta have my own shit, my own business. So I can be my own boss and I can hire other people to do shit and I ain't gotta worry about it. But yeah, y'all. I don't know, man. This shit is strange. This whole people, how motherfuckers dress, how motherfuckers act. And one of my girlfriends, she was like, but Roxanne, you're just always concerned about black people. Bitch, I'm black. I'm black. I'm a black woman. I couldn't believe that bitch said that. You're always concerned about black. I'm actually concerned about all people because I'm human, but I'm a black woman first. Hey, Sonny boy.
Hello, kids.
How was work?
Sure.
Okay, welcome home. Your dad not home.
Be reminded. Unless it might help.
Hold on, y'all. Your sister not home either. Shut up, cat. You can call your dad. Well, don't be sad. Your daddy getting that money. Well, hell, nigga, I'm here. Mama always home. Yeah. Fish.
Remember that salmon that we bought?
Oh, that blackened salmon. You gotta let that shit unthaw. What time you gotta be at work?
7.
Well, put it in the microwave.
Oh, what you thought it was like a cork or something?
I thought it was. Here, take this back to beach.
Rubbing alcohol. My favorite.
And feed the cats for her. Shut the fuck up. Damn. No, cause she just be meowing for no reason. Like someone wronged her. Okay, we back in business. Yeah, but people, I don't know. I just be having my little Roxy rants and shit. I got a block club party to go to tomorrow. I'm excited about that because it's gonna be food. Oh, my room is just so cool. As talking about he gonna make some blackened salmon. I bought some blackened salmon at Costco about a week or two ago. But what he should have did, he should have asked me to pull it out so it could unthaw. Y'all know what I need to buy? Hold on. I need to buy an air fryer. Y'all know I don't have an air fryer. And I don't know why. It was something about air fryers that I just didn't trust. But now I be seeing all these air fryer recipes and I be like, damn, maybe I need to get an air fryer. I might get one. I don't know. I'm just so used to just cooking, you know. And air fryers seem to take less time. And I don't trust, I don't cook nothing in the microwave. You warm shit up in the microwave. But it's people who really be cooking shit in the microwave. I remember when microwaves first came out, the nice ones, and my mother cooked the chicken. She just wanted to see if she could do it. There was like a recipe in the box, and she put a she she cooked the chicken in the microwave. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember how it tastes, but yeah, I was just like interesting, very very interesting. But that's my mom. But it is what it is. And I was talking to one of my good girlfriends today. Her name is Crystal. She is my children's godmother. And we got on the whole conversation today about okra. And then she told me she been eating chitlins since she was a child. And I told Crystal, I said, bitch, I didn't eat chitlins till I was pregnant with Alex. So I didn't start eating chitlins till 1989. Literally, I remember the first time I ever really ate chitlins. It was Christmas of 1989. I had him in 1990. And I fell in love with him. But then she told me she don't like hog mogs. Hey, Trissy. Good Saturday morning. How you doing, honey? Yeah, she was like, I don't like hog mogs because when they cook, they turn dark. And she said, she said her aunt used to make hog mogs and she didn't cut the hog mogs down. But what I did tell Crystal, I was like, let me get a few dollars. Because when I do, I'm going to get Princess. We got to do it on the weekend or when Princess going to be off. I'm going to get Princess and Crystal. We going to drive to St. Louis and we going to stay in a nice hotel. We going to drive down there on a Thursday or a Friday. We going to get down there, check into our hotel. Then I'm going to take them to this restaurant that I went to the last time I was down there, which was like last year. It's called Mama's Soul Food Kitchen. Chicago got a bunch of amazing ass restaurants. They got a bunch of good soul food restaurants. But that motherfucker in St. Louis, it's on Goodfellow. I believe it's on Goodfellow. It's called Mama's Soul Food Kitchen. Everybody that was working in there the day we went, there was no one under 65. All the food was made fresh. I remember, I'd be stuck on chicken. My oldest son, that motherfucker got chitlins and pig. He got a chitlin and pig foot dinner. And we brought some soul food home. Our whole bill was damn near $400. But it was so good. And when I say they had any type of soul food you could think of, I was like, I am in soul food heaven. Because y'all know I'm a soul food queen. I love soul food. That's my first love. They had so much food and I ate, and then I had to get on the road to drive back to Chicago because we had went down that way for my son's military graduation. And I was driving and I had the itis. My kids had ate. My oldest son and baby boy and baby girl, those motherfuckers went to sleep in the car. And it was daytime. I was tired as hell. I'm from Detroit, but I stayed in Chicago for 30 days. Only got a piece of pie. It was delicious. That's all you got? What? No. Trissy, no. You was here for 30 days and all you got was pizza. Baby, you missed out. You gotta come back to Chicago. Like, I lived in New York and I have traveled literally around this motherfucking world. I can say hands down, hands down, the Chicago food scene kills everybody's shit. Like, seriously. And I love New York. Like, if I wasn't living in Chicago, I would live in New York. I absolutely adore New York. I love the fucking people. I love the dirt. I love the rats that be in the subway, taking the subway like they going to work. I love New York. Seriously. But New York ain't got the food scene like Chicago do. Our food scene here is so crazy. I mean, it's absolutely above and beyond stupid. Chicago is a very easy place to gain weight. Seriously, if you're not a person who get up every day and go work out or go to the gym or run the lake or bike the lake, it's easy to get big in Chicago because the food is good. The food is good. We got shit here that other places in the United States don't even have. It's like a thing called pizza puffs. If you ain't never had a motherfucking pizza puff, oh my God. A pizza puff with mild sauce, French fries with mild sauce and pepper. You can eat some hood food, and then you could turn around and go to Greek Town. You can come over to Little Italy and go to a Italian restaurant. You can go a little bit north and go to a French restaurant. You can go here and be at a Vietnamese place. Over here is a Filipino restaurant. The food scene is crazy in Chicago. It really, really is. And it's easy to get caught up under the food act here. I know there's this food critic, right? And when the girl started going around, she big time now. When that girl started going around eating food, her ass was this motherfucking big. That motherfucker good and round now. Good and round. That's why when Princess and I put together our link up, I want to hit some restaurants. I want to go to Greek Town. I want to go here. I want to take motherfuckers to really experience Chicago. The food alone. Do you know I know people who have told me, yeah, I came to Chicago. I was in Chicago for business and I had to be there 5, 6 days. And I decided to move to Chicago. Well, why'd you decide to move to Chicago? And they say shit like, it's beautiful, it's clean, and it's so much food. I'm like, see, that's some hungry shit. I could fuck with that. I want some oxtails and mac and cheese you had the other day. Girl, it is right down the street at this place called Jerky Jerk, right on Taylor. And the people who own it are actual Jamaicans. And the guy that they have cooking, he is Jamaican. Jamaican. You go in that motherfucker, you feel like you over in Kingston some motherfucking where. I don't know what kind of magic that motherfucker put in those oxtails. That shit was so good, Regina. Girl, and they give you a lot of oxtails. They not stingy on the oxtails. I bought those 2 oxtail dinners. That shit was $70. Because I got one for me and I got one for Maddie. Maddie ate some of hers. I put everything in a Tupperware and shit. I ate the rest of them the other day. Jay ate the rest of them. They were so good. I love y'all fish markets. It's definitely, oh man. We got some fish restaurants, some seafood restaurants here that got the police that can keep up with a seafood restaurant like in Boston. Now, I've been to some great seafood restaurants, but certain places, seafood hit different. Like in Maine, it's lobster. Excellent, excellent lobster. Excellent crab legs. Um, Baltimore, you got the blue crabs. You know, out in Seattle, you just got all sorts of fish, like halibut, you know, s- um, skate fish, just all sorts of deep water goodness. You know, Chicago, there's a place in Chicago that is down the street from me. It's a wholesaler. They get a fresh shipment of seafood. It's probably flying in right now. It's probably flying in right now. It's called Fulton Fish Market or some shit like that. Fish just be fresh. And one time they used to be open to the public. And then one day I wanted to make a pot of gumbo. So I was like, I'm gonna go in there and buy the shit that I need for my gumbo. I got there and I walked in and they were like, oh, we're not doing the public anymore. We're strictly wholesale. And I was like, I feel really bad now. Because when I made my gumbo, when I tell you they had everything I needed with the exception of the andouille sausage. See, I'm ready for it to get cold, y'all. I'm ready for it to get cold. Because I want to make some gumbo. And I make a mean, mean motherfucking pot of gumbo. I mean, my Louisiana ancestors jumped into my body. I make a crazy pot of gumbo. And I ain't trying to pat myself on the back. But if anybody gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And if I can't do something, if I can't cook something, I'm woman and grown enough to be like, I don't know how to cook that well. You know, like dressing. Prince is like, I'm gonna teach you how to make dressing. If it's the last thing I do, you know, I'm not good at making dressing, cornbread dressing. I can cook anything else. Can't make no dressing to save my life or yours. So we was being held hostage and they were like, you gotta make some dressing. You gonna get killed. And I am too, because I can't do it. It's just I just can't do it. So I have my every Thanksgiving, Christmas, my sister-in-law makes my dressing. Cause that motherfucker makes some fire ass dressing. But then again, Princess make fire ass dressing too. But I just can't do it. But that gumbo, I can make that shit with my eyes closed. And I make a good seafood chowder. My seafood chowder, I put it up there with like a New England clam chowder. I make a mean fucking seafood chowder. My seafood chowder is so good. This is years and years and years ago. When my husband was working in a district. He don't work in a district anymore. I he was on the inside this particular day. It was a cold day. I had made this seafood chowder and I put some in a Tupperware and gave him some crusty French bread and I took it up to his job. He said those motherfuckers like, whoa, what is that, Jay? And motherfuckers was coming up with spoons. He was like, okay, you can just get a little. Do you know? He calls. I answered the house phone. It was this woman named Lynette. She goes, Roxy. I said, hey, who's this? She goes, it's Lynette. I was like, is Jay okay? Because, you know, the police calling me. I'm worried about my husband. She said, girl, that seafood chowder you made was excellent. We ate Jay's seafood chowder. I said, word. She was like, so what we gonna do, we gonna put some money together and give it to Jay so you can make a big ass pot of chowder. I was like, well, how big do you want me to make it? She was like a restaurant size pot, which the pot was, I had to go buy a pot that was about this big, around. I was like, oh, wow. Those motherfuckers, Jay brought home literally about $700. I had crab legs in that shit. I had scallops, you name it, it was in it and it was delicious. And this time I put potatoes in it. And they had this big ass pot. Jay and his partner came to the house. We had wrapped the pot in foil and put the pot inside of a tote. And so, you know, when they put it in the squad car, it wouldn't tip over. Jay brought the pot home after work. And then next thing I know, people were calling. Hi, this is Sergeant such and such. I had some of your chowder the other day, and I was wondering if you could make a small pot for me and my wife. Hi, Roxanne. And I was making money because at first I was doing the shit for free. But then I was like, y'all got to give me at least $50. And they were paying for their own ingredients, but it take a lot of work to make shit like that. Shit. I was like, Jay was like, "You love your fucking chowder." And then I made some I made that gumbo. So I make the gumbo. I guess Jay tells them, "Hey, Rox made some gumbo." I'm in my bedroom. My gumbo done. It's on the stove. It's on low, low. I'm laying in bed. I hear the door open. Jay was like, "Hey, we got company." I was like, "But you at work?" He's like, "Oh, I'm on lunch." I got up, walked out my bedroom. There was about 11 police officers in my living room. I was like, what's going on? They were like, Jay said you made some gumbo. I was like, wow. Do you know everybody got a bowl of gumbo? By the time everyone left, there was enough gumbo for me to have one bowl and Jay to have another bowl when he got home. But I cook. That's what I do. You know, a lot of motherfuckers really can't cook. I don't understand that shit. There's a lot of Alfredo making bitches in the world today. Chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, shrimp and spinach Alfredo. Oh, don't you know how to cook? Don't you know how to cook? And then bitches be wondering why niggas be tipping off. The nigga hungry. He hungry. He hungry. Hell, motherfuckers be like, look, people's granddaddies cheated. Yeah. Well, good night, baby. I love you, Gina. Talk to you later, Snow. Get some rest. Girl, you know they having a High Park picnic tomorrow. I'll talk to you about it because I got a block club party to go to. But somebody want me to come over there to the High Park picnic. But I don't want to go by myself. Shit. What do you want? Yeah, it's motherfuckers who really don't know how to cook in the world, y'all. And that's so sad. I don't even be understanding that shit. But my ass can cook. The fuck? And I want my friends to be able to cook too. Cause bitch, if I'm visiting you and you can't cook me something to eat, I don't want to come to your house. Fuck your hospitality. Cook me something. That's just how I feel. I don't even want friends who don't know how to cook. Shit. And a lot of people don't. So if y'all got daughters, granddaughters, nieces, teach them. Learn them up so they know how to prepare a meal. And it's not even so much preparing a meal for a man. It's be able to prepare a meal for themselves. You know, it's motherfuckers out here that don't know how to fry an egg and flip it, an over easy egg. You know, it's motherfuckers out here that don't know how to make grits. Like good grits. Not the quick grits that be ready in 5 minutes. The grits that take about 15 minutes. You know, it's motherfuckers who don't know how to do that. Motherfuckers don't even know how to clean greens. Lord. Mm, mm, mm. I done taught Maddie some things. When Amanda be here, I be showing her. My number 4, Asa, that motherfucker know how to cook. And I have showed all my kids how to make baked macaroni from scratch. Okay, they know how to clean some greens. You know, I done taught them the basics. But my mama taught me the basics, and I just learned and just stayed in the kitchen. And then, you know, I remember cooking a full meal for my family at like 15 years old. You know, and we had a housekeeper. She could have cooked. My mama knew how to cook, you know, and our housekeeper was Jamaican. And man, that's all I could say. Motherfuckers need to learn how to cook. Everything can't just be ordered out. There's no greater sight for me than to cook a big ass black family meal. And my husband sit down at that damn table and that motherfucker eat, and he go back and he eats some more. And he done came in, he done took a shower. And he eat that food, and that motherfucker's getting to bed, and he be sitting there reading, because my husband's a reader. I have 5 grandsons, and I had them in the kitchen exactly at 7 and 8 years of age. I told them, you don't have to wait for no woman to cook. Coffee, 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 coffee. My motherfucking coffee. This is why I fuck with you. Men who know how to cook. And I'm not talking about the men who like to train chef cook men. I'm talking about the ones who was in the kitchen with their mamas and their grandmamas, or their mama and grandmama and aunties, and they know how to cook. I have a friend, her husband is from Mississippi. I remember when they met, and she was like, girl, he from Mississippi, he a big old nigga. She was like, I was like, for real? She goes, girl, yes. She's like, he got an education, he got a good ass job. And then she looked me in my eyes and she was so serious. She said, bitch, and he can cook. I said, for real? She said, baby. I said, shut up. She told me she had went down to Mississippi to see him before they got married and he moved up here. That bitch called me one morning. She was like, Roxanne. I said, what? She was like, girl, we did it. I said, for real? I was like, was it good? She goes, girl, yes. I said, okay, okay. I was like, she was like, girl, she's like, he nailed me to the cross. I said, I know that's right. She said, then he started to shower for me. I said, okay. And she was like, she went and she showered. She said she went and got back in bed. She said the nigga had the bed all remade and shit, pillows refluffed. She said she was laying there in that bed. She said that motherfucker came in the room. She said, I don't know how he did it so fast. She said he made her some salmon croquettes, rice, and eggs. She said, bitch, I'm gonna have to marry him. I said, word. She said, girl, the dick and the food, and he got a great job, and he nice. They been married for a while now. She said that nigga gave her salmon croquettes and rice and, and some scrambled eggs with cheese in bed and a piece of toast. I went over their house one day to go pick up something from her. He had cooked. And you know he from the South, so he was all Southern hospitality. He's like, come on, have some, sit down and have something to eat. And I ate. I was like, I'm looking at her, and I'm like, girl, this motherfucker can cook. That motherfucker he had fried some fish and made some spaghetti. Ooh, Lord. I was like, damn. And you know what? She had to go on Ozempic because this nigga was feeding her to death. He just feeding her, and he do all the cooking in the house. She cook. She know how to cook too. She ain't as cold as him, but they be cooking together. And you know, when his family come up here from Mississippi, she say she ain't got to do shit. She say she be in the house. She say her mother-in-law and sister-in-laws, they be done washed and they be done clean shit that she ain't never cleaned, and they cook. She said she had to go on Ozempic. She was like, bitch, that bitch was pushing damn near 300 pounds. Cause this motherfucker was feeding her. You know, and if you ain't from the South, it's just certain foods you don't know about. You know, like the red sausage, those red sausage, those good to have for breakfast. You fry them up, cut them, slice them in half, get some char on them with an over easy egg and some motherfucking grits and a piece of toast. Man, shit. I'm telling y'all, if it wasn't for Ozempic, my ass would still be at 205 pounds. Cause that's the type of shit I like to eat. You know, today I wanted some corned beef hash and an over easy egg and a piece of toast. I didn't have no corned beef hash, but a bitch gonna go buy me a small can of corned beef hash tomorrow. I love corned beef hash. And then one of my girlfriends, she was like, bitch, that shit look like dog food. I said, fuck you, hoe. You don't even know what it tastes like. She goes, it just look nasty. I said, taste it. She tasted some off my plate. She's like, damn, this ain't bad at all. Exactly. So shut the fuck up. Stop being ignorant. I hate ignorant shit. You know, she was like, this shit good. Now this bitch eat fucking Aunt Mary's whatever corned beef hash. I'm like, girl, you don't know what you've been missing all your life. But see, my daddy ate corned beef hash. That was breakfast at my house. You know what I mean? And I was talking to my kid's godmother today too. And she said when she was a child, her mama used to make oatmeal. And she said she just could not eat oatmeal. She said because the oatmeal would be lumpy. And I told her, I was like, my mama used to make oatmeal for us before we went to school and shit. And it was never lumpy. It was never lumpy. And I told her about the time I went to one of my girlfriend's house. We had a sleepover, and the girl's mama made us some oatmeal, you know, the next morning. And the girl's mama put white sugar on the oatmeal. And I was like, the fuck? Because my mama didn't use white sugar on the oatmeal. My mama made put brown sugar on our oatmeal, but I mean to each his own. And shit, the first time I had never heard of porridge. Only time I heard of porridge was from the child's storybook Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You know what I mean? You put milk. Yeah, I put milk in my oatmeal too. I do water and milk and butter and a pinch of salt. And then, and I stir it. But I had never heard of porridge, right? And like I said, we had a housekeeper growing up. She stayed with our family for many, many, many years. And she would make porridge. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I remember she was like, it's porridge, gal. And I'm thinking porridge. And I probably asked, I don't remember. I just remember eating and it was good as hell. But I'm thinking to myself, probably like, damn, is this what Goldilocks went to the bear's house and ate? You know, I don't know, man. I'm addicted to food. And if it wasn't summer, I would cook more. Y'all know I cook in the winter. I cook when it cools off, you know. But you know what? Coffee. I be wondering like who just even like the instant oatmeal packs, like when my kids were little and I would make them oatmeal packs in the morning before they went to school, I would I would cut some of the water with milk. It just made it more creamy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Damn, y'all, I'm getting all hungry and shit. I feel like shrimp and grits. I might make some shrimp and grits for Sunday dinner. I think I might do that. But I might put a little twist on it. I might do like shrimp and grits and put some sauteed spinach. I'll plate the grits. Then I'll put some spinach down. Then I'll put the shrimp on top of it. But I might even get some scallops. Maybe pan sear some scallops. Oh, that just sounds so good. Mm, mm, mm. Damn, I'm hungry. But I ain't gonna eat this late. If I eat some, I'm gonna eat some grapes. Y'all know that's my thing now. Just eating grapes and shit. But yeah, men that know how to cook is amazing. And I'm not gonna lie, my husband is damn near perfect. Jay don't know how to cook. I had catfish and grits for dinner last night. Ooh, that sounds. You know what? You done changed my mind. I might do some shrimp, but I'm gonna make a few pieces of catfish. I need to go to the grocery store tomorrow before I go to my girlfriend's um block club party. Give me a few pieces of catfish. We ate all the grits last week. Get some grits and get a bag of shrimp. And I'm gonna fry that catfish up. Oh, you starting shit. Why you be starting shit, Coffee? I thought you loved me. I thought you fuck with me like that. I thought I was your girl. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Damn, Coffee, you got the hair standing up on my arms just thinking about it. That's gonna be my Sunday dinner. I'm gonna do a live Sunday. My Sunday live will be dedicated to Miss Coffee Black for planting the seed of catfish and grits in my brain. I love you, girl. Oh, that's gonna be a good dinner. Oh, that's gonna be a good dinner. And I still might add a little spinach so we can have some roughage. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, my cigarette done went out everything just thinking about it. That's gonna be a good dinner. I'm gonna get 6 catfish fillets tomorrow, and I'm gonna soak them in buttermilk. So I'm gonna put them in buttermilk tomorrow. I'm gonna get some scrumps, Not shrimp, scrimps. I'm gonna get some scrimps and I'm gonna soak the scrimps in buttermilk. Oh, you know what? Coffee. I can't stand your ass. I can't stand your ass. Cause I done had a new idea. Cause at first I was gonna pan sear the shrimps, the scrimps. I'm gonna soak those scrimps and that fish in buttermilk. I'm on bread. Yes, I am going. Yes, yes. Girl, gotta put some cheese in them. Now, coffee. You're already starting shit. I'm gonna fry those shrimp and I'm gonna fry that fish. And I'm gonna do the I'm gonna saute some spinach. So when I plate it, I'm gonna plate the grits, put some shrimp right there. Then I'm put I'm gonna plate the grits. I'm gonna put some spinach in the center, and then on one side of the bowl, cause I got these nice fancy big bowls. On one side, I'm gonna put the scrimps, and the other side is gonna be one of the catfish fillets. Fuck with you, girl. Stop playing. That's Sunday dinner. That's Sunday dinner. That shit gonna be good. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna watch, cause the shy off, power done went off. I'm gonna find something to lay in bed and watch, and I'm gonna eat that. Ooh, that just sounds so good. See, here in the lady lounge, this our lounge. We we help each other, and we plant seeds into one another's heads. Because if Coffee didn't say nothing about catfish, I was just gonna do shrimp and grits. But then again, Coffee, I might saute the shrimp. I might just saute the shrimp and then fry the fish. So it's not too much fried stuff. So remember, you guys, Sunday, I will be making shrimp, grits, sauteed spinach, and catfish fillets. And the grits will have cheese in them. Oh, y'all, my hair stand up on my arms. Cause you know what? I'm going to get, I'm going to do some smoked Gruyere in those grits. Not a whole bunch. I don't want the smokiness to be overpowering. Ooh. Mm, mm, mm. Lord have mercy. I'm just gonna have to tell my husband tomorrow, I need your credit card. I gotta need to run to the grocery store and get a little few things before I go to this party. Cause the party in the daytime. But I want the shit to be soaking. And I want to have my shrimp already. I want it seasoned because I want it to sit in the season overnight. So when I saute them on Sunday, mm, mm, mm. And my husband only got to work one place on Sunday. He only got to work bingo. So he'll be on time. My son get off work at 7 o'clock. Voila. A good old Sunday dinner. I can lay in bed with my man and watch TV and eat. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I love seeing my husband eat. That motherfucker be like, he be eating and he'll look up at me and he just be like, he don't even say it's good. He just shake his motherfucking head. I'm like, I did that. I did that. You know, it's wonderful to be able to cook, but it's a privilege to cook for a nigga who paid every motherfucking bill you got. He deserved good meals, and a bitch gonna give it to him. And my kids be loving my food. My kids love my food. So yeah, thank you, Coffee. Thank you. That's gonna be my Sunday dinner. Remember, you guys, my Sunday dinner is going to be dedicated to Miss Coffee Black. Okay. I will put that in my title. I'm very excited because that's not hard to it's not hard to cook. You know, and my grits gonna be creamy. I don't make no lumpy ass grits because I whisk my grits. I don't stir them with a spoon. I have a whisk. I whisk those motherfuckers. Oh, this gonna be so good, y'all. Thank you, coffee. I wouldn't even thought about no catfish, but that's dinner. Thank you. See, we reach one, we teach one. We help each other over here. And I'm very appreciative. I'm very appreciative. Damn, y'all, what am I gonna wear tomorrow? I don't know what the weather gonna be like, but I got this new little outfit. It's that little one piece. I might wear that. I got two new one pieces, and I ordered some more shit today. Now y'all know I told you all I've been using this Cartabolic soap. And if you remember, Lifebuoy soap is red and it smells very medicine-y. And I don't know why I'm really into it. I wash with my Dr. Bonner soap, then I wash with that, and I just feel overly clean. So I ordered 2 bars of this Cartabolic soap, and they're like $9 a bar, but they make you feel so clean. It's like an old school soap. I don't even think you could find Lifebuoy in stores anymore. And I ordered 2 bars of that. I ordered this like tree. It's like a little pink crystal tree. It was like $17. I just felt like I needed it. And I bought this what was it? It's like this collagen spray for my face. And ordered something else. But see, here the fucked up part. I told my husband, I was like, can I get your credit card? I need to order the soap. So I turned and showed him the soap like that. He gave me his Discover card. Those 2 bars of soap shit that only came to like 20 some dollars. I spent 103. I was like, mm-hmm. Cause I seen some other shit that I wanted. And I had to get it, you know. I got a shopping problem. Y'all know I got problems. Just bear with your girl. You know, and everything I buy, I show y'all so y'all can go buy it too. You might like it. Yeah. I'm very pleased. Just the thought about Sunday dinner just has my mouth watering. I'm very excited. But no, it's supposed to be warm tomorrow. I think I might wear these little, like this little one piece short set. It's like a little romper type thing. Wear that, some flip flops. And I'm going to my girl's house. You know, she lived right down the street around the corner. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't want to take my bonnet off. But since I'm gonna be around family, I'm gonna take my bonnet off. But you know, I don't. I be feeling like I don't want no mosquitoes getting in my weed, or no bugs or nothing. I'm funny like that. That's just me. I'm gonna take my bonnet off, go over there and kick it with the fam. I'm gonna call her, ask her does she barbecuing, but I'm gonna ask her does she want me to make some deviled eggs or something? Cause the bitch makes some mean deviled eggs. I make some really good deviled eggs. I know y'all probably get sick of me, be like, oh, I make a really good this, I make a really good that, but I really do make a mean ass deviled egg. Everyone can't make deviled eggs. Cause some people be making deviled eggs and the yolk part of the deviled egg, it be running. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that shit at all. And then tomorrow here in Chicago, we having the Bud Billiken parade. I think Prince is gonna be in the parade. I've never been to the Bud Billiken parade. It's too many people for me. But hopefully once she finished the parade, she could slide through one of the parties. And if Regina ain't doing shit, you know, we can meet up at the park. But it's just the parking gonna be bad. I might park by her crib and take a lift over there. Cause I hate driving around looking for parking. That shit is mad annoying. Crazy. But I'm gonna figure my whole day out tomorrow. But I do know one thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm gonna go get my grits. I'm gonna go get some scrimps, and I'm gonna go get some catfish and a bag of spinach. Matter of fact, let me tell my husband that. Let me get the phone. Ugh, ugh, ugh. And I gotta see Princess sometime this week. I got her something because I love her. Hey, baby. Hey. Shit. I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? Where they got you? Okay, that's good.
It's a big, large gathering. Like where Tasha family stay at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people on the streets. I mean,
Oh, so you about to
hanging out.
so you about a crib.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still gotta go to headquarters and get the oh you do?
I mean, we got to go back and check off at 4 o'clock because they got Billiken Parade, so they may be started.
You gotta work Bud Billiken Parade?
No. I'm just working tomorrow night.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to Jackie's tomorrow, but I have an idea from one of my girlfriends for dinner for Sunday. Okay. I want to make catfish, like maybe 4 or 5 catfish fillets and shrimp. I want to have catfish fillets, shrimp and grits with spinach. No, because that's what I want. And I want to cook it. Please. Yeah, but this is just one dinner, baby. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I just need you to be careful. What they doing? They twerking. Cause you know they like to jump on the police cars and twerk. Yeah. This on the corner? Yeah. Nah, that's not Levitt. That's Bell, like Bell. Because Levitt is by Jackie. So that's 1 block over, across from those row houses. It be cracking over there. A lot of people get shot in front of that red house. Oh well, yeah, you do know. Yeah, hopefully not. You yawning and shit. Yeah. Well, you ain't got to be at work till tomorrow night. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm still gonna make that. I'm just gonna use my money. What do you mean? What money is that? I have lottery tickets. I have $385 in lottery tickets. No, I'm gonna play lottery tomorrow too, but I'm gonna cash in all $385. Yeah, but my mouth all ready for that. You know how I be feeling. And you know I don't eat a lot of food. Oh, hold on.
Go to the washroom. Nah, that's some bullshit. Y'all can't leave us over here by ourselves. Y'all said that. Nah, I'm good. Go ahead, enjoy.
Move, cat, move.
Huh?
None. The cat just, cat be acting real needy.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, at least you get cut early.
Huh?
At least you're gonna get cut early.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna leave out here like 3:15 anyway, so we got to take these cars back, check off at 4. So.
Aston made it home, so.
Yeah, I was gonna text. Yeah, say something, like Anthony usually say, "Hey, I made it home."
Well, you remember when we had that link card? When we went to the store, he got some we were at Costco and he bought some these blackened salmon fillets. And he was like, I'm gonna make me some blackened salmon. And I'm like, Aston, you gotta let them unthaw. But he gonna figure it out. He gotta be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so I guess he's not doing that tonight then.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully he just eat a Jamaican meat patty or some noodles and go to sleep.
So yeah, well, I'm sure that he probably went to sleep already though.
Yeah, it don't take long for him to go to sleep.
Uh,
Yeah, I told you I watched Raising Kanan. Did I tell you?
no, he didn't tell me. He was gonna wait.
No, I watched it tonight. I found it. It was just on regular stars, and I found it. Man, they killed my girl. I was so hurt.
Yeah, well, I mean, like she can't kill everybody and not get killed off herself.
Yeah, I mean, the streets is cold, but they fair.
What'd you say?
I said the streets is cold, but they fair.
Okay.
You don't even know nothing about that shit.
No, I don't.
The streets is cold, but they fair. When you doing dirt out in the street, it come back to you. That's the fair part. So you gotta watch how you move.
No,
But she went out like a fucking
she got nothing to do with it either.
she went out like a soldier though. She didn't beg or nothing. You know how motherfuckers be in the movies and shows. They be like, please don't kill me, though. I'm sorry. That bitch didn't beg. She looked her dead in the eyes. I was waiting for her to say, do it. She plugged her. She killed her. Her own niece killed her.
Well, they couldn't kill the main character of the show, so yeah, how is he gonna go to New York?
Well, they already in New York. They in Queens.
Uh,
But she told her cousin Kanan, she told him, I killed your mama. Because she basically said, I killed your mama because your mama wouldn't have gave a fuck if I killed you. So I want you to hurt. Because, he killed his uncle, her daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, and now there's this new show. It's called Fight Something. It's another 50 Cent production. And it's about boxers in London and they drug dealers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. But I gotta try to get into it. I gotta try to get into it. But shit, I love you. I gotta try to get into it,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm coming off of my Raising Kanan high. I just feel some kind of way,
Yeah. That's why I tell you, try to wait till tomorrow, because the longer you wait,
It's still gonna hurt.
It's over.
It's still gonna hurt. But they say the new Power Origin is coming out in 2026, like probably in the fall. So, it is. Oh, you just yawning. Was I sleeping with my mouth open when you left?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I love you, baby. Be careful. All right. Bye. So basically, we can ready to get this link card from this chick. He was like, no, you just go wait to the link card. No, I'm just going to cash in my lottery tickets tomorrow. And I'm just going to do that. And I'm not going to spend all $385 of it, but I'm going to cash it in and I'm going to go pay for my nails early because Sam is back in the United States and I can get my nails done. You gave me an idea for my Sunday dinner. I'm going to make some chicken, dressing, mac and cheese. Girl. Or maybe some peach cobbler for dessert. Why you got to say you going to make peach cobbler? You know I don't know how to bake shit. Why you do that, Coffee? Why you gotta play with my emotions like that, baby? Oh, but some peach cobbler. Oh, I just cannot bake. I'm just not a. I tried to make a peach cobbler for Christmas. It turned out so fucking bad. I'm just not a baker. Like, I just can't do it, you know? And I'm not a jealous bitch. I don't envy women, but I envy people who know how to bake. I just, cause I feel like there's something in my life that's missing. And what's missing is a bitch don't know how to bake. I know how to make cornbread. But past cornbread, I don't know how to bake shit. I'm just not a baker. Mm, mm, mm. And a good peach cobbler. Oh, Coffee. You know what I love about peach cobbler? I like that peachy dough shit that be in it. You know, the top of it, you get all brown and shit. I like that, but I like the gummy part. Oh, I love a good peach cobbler. Mm, mm, mm. If it wasn't 1:08 in the morning, I would call my mama and be like, Mama, would you make me a peach cobbler? My mother knows how to bake. My mother knows how to bake and cook regular food. I just never been a baker. Yes, girl, Rock got killed. Juke killed the girl. Girl, she walked in the room. Child, Rock was getting ready to take the deal with the FBI because they told the bitch we can prosecute you and somebody gonna kill you. So she was getting ready to leave. She had a duffel bag, cause she had a Louis Vuitton duffel bag full of money, and she was getting her clothes and shit. And she had on acid wash jeans and a cute sweater when she died. Her hair was immaculate as usual. And Juke walked in, and Rock looked down, and Juke had a gun in her hand. The bitch was like holding, and she looked at her. She's like, "What's going on?" And she was like, she raised that motherfucker and was like, "I'm sorry, Aunt Rock." And she was just like, "The fuck?" And then she was just like, "Well, we got to talk about this." And she was just like, "Even if we talk, you wouldn't understand." And Rock had a gun over on like a little table by a couch in her bedroom. And that bitch looked over there, and Juke looked at her like, Rock tried to get to the gun. Juke shot her ass in her left side at the bottom, in the bottom part of her stomach. And, yes, girl, Juke killed Rock. And then she laid on the ground. She was like, and then Juke just stood over. And Rock just looked up at her like a fucking G. She looked up at her like, and then fucking Juke just plugged her 2 times in the chest, like, wow, wow. And that was it. And then Juke went and met up with Kanan at that diner they would always go to. How come that scene started with Juke, with Kanan saying, "You bullshit." And that bitch said, "Yeah, I killed her." She told that nigga she had nothing behind her eyes. She told that nigga, "I killed her because me killing you wouldn't hurt her. I was like, oh, this bitch is psychologically fucked up. I thought Ghost and Kanan killed Jukebox. Mm-mm. See, the one you seen where they killed Juke, that was the nowadays show. That was current. When Kanan and Juke, the Raising Kanan is when Kanan and Juke were kids. Okay? So when you seen Kanan shoot Juke in the room when it was Ghost and they had Tyreek in there, he really only killed Juke because she had killed his mama all those years ago. Hmm. I mean, Kanan killed her daddy. You know, that was a nephew killing his daddy. So he might as well. No, no, bitch. Please. Look at her. Please. No. Sit down. Please, kid. Sit. Platz. Platz. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit. Like, let's keep it real. You my cousin, and you kill my mama or daddy. If your mama or daddy's still alive, I'm gonna have to kill your mama or daddy. Like, period. Like, turnabout is fair play. And my husband did, for him to be a cop, he know cop stuff. He know street shit, but he don't know street shit. That's why I said the streets is cold, but they fair. You live in street life shit gonna come back to you. That's why I say streets is cold, but they fair. But motherfuckers don't understand that term. You know? If Kanan didn't, you had already killed his Uncle Luke. Now you kill your Uncle Marvin. And Kanan and Juke was thick as thieves. They loved each other. That's why they didn't pop each other at the table when they was still in their late teens, early 20s. But she killed his mama. She killed his mama. The shit was sad. I'm not gonna lie, I cried a little. You know, a bitch shed a little tear. Cause Rock was a bad motherfucker. She was out here in these streets. Not streets. Streets. What? What? Hold down. Don't tell me no, bitch. Bitch, don't tell me no. Oh my God. What? You want some lip gloss? Here. My cat likes lip gloss. She's such a lady. Yes, because Juke took care of him. Right. See, Juke took care of Kanan when they was grown. After Juke went away to DC and became a cop. We'll learn about that in Power Origins, how she became a police officer. But the bitch she's cold and detached. Very cold and detached. She killed her auntie. Because her cousin killed her daddy. That's some real nigga-fied ass shit if I ever seen it. And then she told him. Oh, she was so cold when she told him. He was like, I could just kill you right now. She said, nigga, do it. I was like, oh. It didn't hit as hard as when Rock told Lou, nigga, I own you. I was like, Lord, have mercy. But Rock was such a gutter bitch. I just love her. I love her. God rest Rock's soul. And that just goes to show the level of acting that Patina Miller has, because Patina Miller ain't no hood bitch. Far from it. She played that role with her little skinny, beautiful ass. To the T. To the T. Mm. But you know, I be watching these breakdowns and stuff of Power on YouTube. There's a guy named Mark Dark. There's a guy named, I think his name is Ugly Ass Nigga, and Movie Bot. And they be peeping out shit, you know, that other people don't know and putting two and two together. But a lot of people thought that Unique was Breeze, you know, and he wasn't. And everyone's like, oh, he gonna come back and try to save her. And he didn't. That bitch got popped on her bedroom floor. Very tragic. Very tragic. But it ended gully. It ended in a way for the next storyline to continue. And it was cool. It was cool. I just can't believe Drew killed her Aunt Rock. Cause she loved her Aunt Rock. Cause when her Uncle Mark, when Drew's daddy Marvin was locked up in the joint, Rock was raising her, you know. I didn't have stars this time. I remember when Juke was a teenager. Yup, liking that white girl. Yup, she was sucking on that white girl's pussy. I had to watch. I did watch Tommy when he was in Chicago. Girl, when they was in Chicago, they would be all over Chicago. I'd be driving someplace and they had some shit blocked off and you would see that fucking Mustang parked. I never got to meet him, man. I'm just like, fuck. And he not from Chicago. What? What? Just come up here. Come on. Come on. Don't tell, just come up here. Come up here and sit. Come on. Come. Come. Come to mama. Okay. Girl. Tommy was the type of white boy. I ain't never met no white boy like Tommy. But he played him to a T. But people don't know. Tommy is from Evanston. That's north of me. Maybe 30 minutes, depending on traffic. But Tommy folks. I think he GD. He one of them. But he one of those white boys who been around black people, but he still remembers that he white. But he's still either folks or he GD. He one of them. Cause I seen a video of him in Chicago shaking up with motherfuckers. They was throwing up the rakes and everything. I was like, what? Yeah. I mean, Tommy would have been perfect if he was under the 5, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Yeah, he's like, Evanston is like a stone's throw. Like you cross the line, you in Chicago. But but Evanston have some little rough parts, but shit, that's where he from. But he probably was in it. Most kids who live up in Evanston come into the city and shit like that. Evanston's a really pretty small town, but it's very close to Chicago. But yeah, when they were filming that shit here, and I would see them. I live right down the street from a movie studio. It's called CineSpace. They film all the Chicago shit. Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med over there. Like certain scenes. But then they do a lot of scenes. Like they done filmed Chicago PD on my block. During COVID, right hand of God. They literally had the COVID testing thing in front of my house. They were filming around the corner using one of my neighbor's houses. They also used my neighbor's house at the corner to film either a Chicago Med or a Chicago Fire or Chicago PD. They used one of Maddie's friends, that girl's house. Well, it was not her house, it's her daddy's house. They used his house to film. They were giving you $7,000 for 2 days of filming. in your crib and they don't even use your power. You know what I mean? They have like, they bring like these big ass white boxes, like they like power generators and they plug all they shit up to it. Yeah. They film that shit all over Chicago. Chicago is fabulous. It's fabulous. Now, from Chicago PD, I I've met 3 people from Chicago PD. I met that it was the white girl, she was blonde. And every time you see her, the bitch always get a busted lip. Every other episode. And the white boy, he used to wear one of those man buns, fine as hell. I seen them in front of my house going to get that COVID test. I was like, hi. I went downstairs and shit. I put a mask on because they were coming to get that COVID test. They had the COVID thing right in front of my house. And they be having catered like food trucks and shit. Man. And they filmed Empire right down the street. Certain scenes and shit. We have like a real life movie studio over here. It's crazy. It's crazy. Chicago is such an interesting place. You know, so I mean shit. But I love Power. And it's not like I love Power because of 50, you know. It's just good writing. Like my only problem right now is finding out that old girl wrote Ghost off because she didn't like him. Girl, I remember when I was young and my family stayed off Michigan Street in a high-rise apartment. I went down to the playground and got surrounded by Blackstone Rangers. What? The Stones ran up on you? Girl, stop. What? Then, hey. What? Can you just sit down? Because your body fur and your hair be making me hot. And you know I'm going through menopause. Don't do that. Tim, come for me. I was in danger. What? Girl, stop. Oh, and you said the Blackstone Rangers. You said the Stone running. I ain't trying to be on no gang banging shit, but if you was a shorty, they wasn't gonna do nothing to you. They wasn't gonna do nothing to you. Back in those days, they was really solid on no women, no children type shit. They wouldn't have did shit to you. But if you had like one of your little cousins with you that had been on some bullshit, they might have got down. They might have got down. Oh, my cat just licked my toe. I can't give her too much eye contact. And you said one of them high rises off Michigan. Where was you? What part of Michigan Avenue was you on? Was you on South Michigan Avenue or North Michigan Avenue? If it was some stones, I'm not trying to be funny. That's probably somewhere around the projects. I mean, shit happen. Shit be happening. It's Chicago. But hell, you still here to tell the story, sis. You still here to tell the story. My cat is really smelling my feet. My feet must think or smell like fish or something. I was afraid. I think it was Michigan. Okay, I'm gonna go with you said high-rise buildings. That was probably State Street. And that was probably like Stateway Gardens. Damn, what was on State? It was Stateway Gardens. It was a few of them. Because at one time, it was like the project type. Then, yeah. At one time, Chicago had more projects than any place else in the United States. And they, like, Stateway Gardens, the projects literally started 55th. I'm gonna say it started at about 54th and State, and that shit went all the way down to Cermak. None of those buildings are there anymore. They have townhouses and condos, and they building more shit. Um, they have mixed income buildings, but they never rebuilt them. And then we also had Cabrini Green, which is like where they filmed Candyman and shit like that. That ain't there anymore. There's $1 million homes over there now. And they got a few buildings that are mixed income for people who lived in Cabrini Green who had good standing that could stay there. Rockwell Projects used to be down the street from where I am now. My husband is from Rockwell Projects, gone. They had the Ickies, gone. They're the only projects that are left in Chicago, seriously, are ones that got historic designated type things due to architecture and shit like that. But shit, I mean, the projects was the projects. You know, it was a part of the Chicago fabric. Um, and they tore them all down. And that made people who had homes close to mortgage being completely paid off. Homes were up to code. They would rent them out, Section 8, because they needed to be able to house like 20,000 people. And the thing about tearing the projects down, things got a little crazy. Shit always been topsy-turvy in Chicago, but tearing the projects down was something because people who had been living in the projects, generational project living, now were be able to rent a home, a freestanding home in a neighborhood, and a lot of them did not know how to come into a neighborhood. Then they came into neighborhoods with a lot of gang shit. The story is crazy. Like the whole story of Chicago. And I would suggest if you all would like to look into this, go onto YouTube, just type in Chicago projects and gangs. You can watch some shit because at one time in Chicago, gang life was a lot more organized. This shit now ain't, you know. And even though it's just crazy, that's all I can say. I'm gonna call my cousin and ask what's the name. Okay, yeah, yeah, and let me know. I mean, is that my other cat? No. Um, why is my cat keep me out? Bitch, shut up. Chicago's a different place. And it's crazy because it's like New York still got like the Marcy projects and all that shit. We ain't got none of that. We got some on State Street. Or is that Michigan? It might be Michigan. I don't know. We pretty much damn near project free in Chicago. But if you look up the history of the projects in Chicago, when they first built the projects, my aunt, her name is Marion, God rest her soul, she said when they first built the project, she said they were beautiful. They had never seen anything so tall. And, there was grass and playgrounds and walking areas. And they built them and then they didn't keep them up. And there had been white people who had lived in the projects and they left the projects and the black people stayed. And if you look at shows, or if you looked at shows like Good Times, Good Times was based on a family that lived in Cabrini Green. And no kidding. No, no. It was based on a family that lived in Cabrini Green. And, just listening to stories and knowing people who were from the projects, they didn't want men living in the home. If you remember the movie Claudine, she had to hide things like an ironing board and this and that, because they didn't want black men in the home. They wanted the black woman to purely depend on the government. But the problem for me, I feel like people should always be entitled to food and people should always be entitled to health care. What don't sit well with me is when you only paying $20 a month in rent and you have zero disability. I have a problem with that. I know chicks who have no hustle and they paying. I know a motherfucker who was paying $120 a month and couldn't pay $120 a month, and she's walking around in Louboutins. I have a problem with that. If your rent is only $120 a month and you buying $1,600 shoes, your rent should be current. That's just my opinion. To me, how do you not have that? And I know you had it. You apparently got it. If you buying a pair of $1,600 shoes, I knew someone, and she was like, "But you got Louboutins, bitch. I can afford them. My my husband my husband pay my rent. Our rent's paid. We good. So if I want to go buy a pair of expensive shoes, I can because my bills is paid. But I promise you on everything I love, all 7 of my kids and my 3 grandbabies, if my bills were behind, I'm not thinking about buying no motherfucking Louboutins. Fuck him and his red bottoms. My bills got to get paid first. The worst thing in the world is going and buying some shit and you not current on your bills. There is a lot of well-dressed, ain't current on their bills ass bitches out here in the world. I'm not one of them, but this goes back to the project thing. They want to push black men out the home. And them pushing the black men out, shit became systemic. Systemic poverty, shit like that. And I feel like, and people from the projects can get up out the projects. My husband and his family is a prime example. I know a bunch of people from the projects who got up out of the projects. They education, they worked, they saved, they moved the fuck on. And some people might be like, "Oh, Roxanne, that's not nice." Life ain't nice, motherfucker. But shit, if you got 2 arms and 2 legs and your black ass can get up and walk, you know, shit. I would like to pay $100 a month in rent. I'm sure my husband would love that. Uh-oh.
This is my moment. It was me. I can do it.
Hello.
Talk to me, Juke. Why are you doing this? Kanan. Kanan got to do
Pop the ass. We was just talking about this. Go on, Rock. Man. Man. Look at that.
shit. You better not swear this.
Mm. She said dropping you wasn't gonna hurt enough. She said you wouldn't feel the pain for as long as I want you to feel it.
I want you to have nothing, nigga.
I want you to.
I want you to go through your life. Nobody to give a fuck but you. You're gonna be alive. Everyone around you care. Shit, boy. If justice wins me, you. Well, justice goes for you. No, I did this to you. Okay. That's enough for me. I could just get myself. Have at it, nigga.
She said, have at it, nigga. Woo, she wasn't playing with him. She wasn't playing with him. She wasn't playing with him. She just got to a point in her life. Oh, my other cat done came out. You want some catnip, baby? She said, have at it, nigga. She was like, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck you talking about? Nigga, my mama dead. My daddy dead. The fuck you gonna do to me? Mm, mm, mm. Here, kitten, let me give you some catnip so you can chill the fuck out. I gotta find her catnip, y'all. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. Little catnip. Oh, they all sitting. My cat's just sitting here looking like, yeah, I need that. But nah, man. Chicago's history is so crazy. Even with, hold on, y'all. Yeah, honey. Come get high. Yes. Catnip. That's right. Come have a good time with some catnip. Let me spray some catnip spray. Okay. Let me give my cats a catnip lollipop. Come get a catnip lollipop. That's right, honey. You like that. Okay. 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 Cat tree. Cat tree. Here, honey. Yeah, kidding. Okay, no more cat treats tonight. You all have everything you need. I'm done. Man. Yeah, man. Rock all dead and shit. I mean, hey. What the fuck? Hold on, y'all. Hey, Jude. Okay. Yeah, I always try to give my cat some treats before I go to bed. But yeah, she killed Rock. Mm. I mean, case of Ross. But no, I would like for you guys to just look up projects in Chicago and just see the history of it. And a lot of amazing people came from the projects. As in any urban area, there is the good and there is the bad. You know, and in a sense of a way, even though it brought a certain amount of crime to the city when they tore the projects down, which is still in the city, people were able to get out of those concrete. Because the one thing about our projects in Chicago, they ain't like New York projects. Like the New York projects is they just different. They live different. Like the projects in Chicago was very project-y. If you don't believe me, look up Chicago projects, look up New York projects. They still seem to be able to keep they shit going. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, growing up in Chicago, when I finally got to be around the projects and there was some fly ass niggas in the projects. But New York, they project motherfuckers is different level of just fly. You wouldn't even know motherfuckers lived in the projects. You know, sometimes in Chicago, you might know at the time, you might not know, just different. I learned that going to New York for the first time, you know, so it's just like, that's the projects? Motherfuckers would be dressed, you know. I mean, hey, you said I'm gonna get off of here and watch it. It's a movie with Monique called The Reading. I've been watching. I've been waiting to. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Before you leave, Coffee. If I'm not mistaken, The Reading that came out a few years back. And what I know about it, I ain't gonna tell you. But I think you're gonna be shocked because I didn't even watch it, and somebody told me the whole movie, beginning, middle, and end. And yeah, I think that's it. There's a movie on Netflix, some called The Seduction, with some black people, and I want to see that. And I'm waiting patiently for them to come out with another Polygamist because that shit was absolutely wonderful. Yeah, you know, you be thinking motherland Africa, they don't get down like that. They get down over there. They just as human as we are. So, but shit, I'm gonna finish this cigarette. Go get me a cup of coffee and get my black ass in bed. I would like to thank my girl, Coffee Black. Thank you for my dinner suggestion. Cause I'm gonna go cash my lottery tickets in and go get that shit tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would like to thank my Trissy. Thank you, baby, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you, my Snow Queen, Miss Regina Snow. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Paul down. Tenneke the Headhunter, thank you so much for being here, sweetie. I deeply appreciate you. And I think that was really it. Oh, and motherfucking Jim Rockford. And anyone else who sees this, replay gang. Peace from Indiana. Peace to you, baby, from Chicago. Love you. Replay gang, hi. Please, everyone, hit the like button. Replay gang, hit the like button. I hope you all enjoy the video. I will go live tomorrow with just what I'm buying for the dinner on Sunday and the cashing in of my lottery tickets. And then we'll go live Sunday for the cooking of my shrimp and grits. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys' support. For me, it's not numbers. It's just y'all being here. And y'all fuck with me the long way. So I appreciate that. Okay? Shit. So good night. I'm gonna go find something to watch, drink me some coffee. Ooh, did one of my earrings come out? No, it didn't. I'm gonna go lay down, drink me some coffee, and get up and go get my little food, get cute, and go to this party. So I will talk to you all because, I'll be letting y'all know. Because what if a bitch get kidnapped? I need y'all to be like, that bitch said she was going here. You got to be able to start somewhere. So good night, you guys. Good night. Get some rest. Happy Saturday. And I'll talk to you beautiful people later on. Night, night.